Okay, this is part 15. Now, I told you about the COVID plan. All right, so back during the COVID lockdowns and everything, um, in 2019, when the spread of what was once called the Wuhan virus that turned into coronavirus that turned into COVID-19 because, censorship and America like to give fancy names to anything. Um, when Americans found out that it came from Asia because either bats or a government planted lab, whichever you pick, Asian businesses started to take a hit. First minorly, but as soon as 2020 hit and we were on them lockdowns, a lot of Asian businesses went in the tank. And it didn't help that during late 2018, going into 2019, Trump was literally giving Asians the business. But not only Trump, but every white person. Now, here's the problem though. During that time, a media campaign was starting to be in the works. It was starting to be in the works. And it didn't really take off until 2021. Now, during that time, um, there weren't many because the bill was signed in 2022. But the media started to press hard in 2021. And when they started doing these videos, they showed one or two instances of black and Asian violence, which would put black people in a bad light, which would have all the usual people come around and say, hey, we're here with our Asian brothers and everything. We need to stop the violence, even though the events of racial violence between Asians and blacks were so low, it was non-existent. But the threats to Asians that went up because of the news of the Wuhan COVID coronavirus shot straight up. It shot straight up. And they started pressing the point of they need protection. Anti-Asian hate had grown up exponentially. Of course it did. It's been in low numbers for decades. For decades. And then with the increase, of course it was shot up 200% because it was an increase. But they started a campaign and blaming black Americans, which, again, FBA's noticed and called it out.